Hey everyone, today we're going to be talking about a mystery in this area, specifically the Watauga Cliffs area near Elizabethton, Tennessee, where allegedly two men, Rob Phillips and Randy Sparks, were walking into the area of the Watauga Cliffs. Late at night, it was raining, it was getting dark, and this story was featured on Monsters and Mysteries in America. There's a segment where these guys told their story, where they walked into this area, they were bringing in some beer, they were just going to have some fun. So I think possibly up to that point they had been drinking already a little bit. As the story goes, as they were walking along the trail, they supposedly came across this creature that they described as about 9 feet tall, hairy. It let out a piercing scream and chased them. The two guys got split up. One of them said that he found himself alone near a tree, and when he looked up, he saw this creature had jumped up into a tree and was growling at him menacingly. He just ran back to the car. Eventually, the two guys met up back at the car. This creature supposedly was standing in front of the car once it started, and eventually these two guys got away. The Watauga Wildman is similar to many stories about the Tennessee Wildman that have been told, experiences that have occurred in different parts of the state. Most commonly, a lot of the sightings took place down a little southwest of the Knoxville area in McNairy County. This was a rare sighting to happen this far east in Tennessee, near the Elizabethton area. This particular spot, the TV show described it as near the Elizabethton area. The Watauga Cliffs are actually smack dab between Elizabethton and Johnson City. This is not far from civilization. I definitely am, as usual, was skeptical of the story. I decided, hey, this is near me, so why not take a trip out to the Watauga Cliffs myself, hike the entire trail, explore the river, explore the entire trail all the way to the end, and see if I see anything interesting or weird or unusual, whether it's footprints, scat, bones from it feeding that's placed in a way that maybe animals wouldn't. Anything that I see that has any sign that this story could potentially be true, I will search the area, I'll look around, and I'll show you everything I find. So without further ado, let's get going. Alright folks, today's adventure is looking for the Watauga Wildman, otherwise known as the Tennessee Wildman, out at what's called the Watauga Cliffs. This is referred to as being in the Elizabethton area, but it's actually a spot between Elizabethton and Johnson City. So let's get going. Alright, we are at the Watauga River Bluffs. The parking lot is completely empty. This is not a very popular trail. It's so close to Johnson City, which is home of ETSU. This feels like a place college kids would come hang out. The story that Rob Phillips and Randy Sparks told on the TV show was that they had come here, with like a 6-pack of beer. They were just going to go down to the bluffs and hang out. They were joking about finding girls skinny dipping and things like that. But this trail just is not well maintained. This first part is kind of swampy. I feel kind of stupid doing this because the only thing that you more likely find out here than anything would probably be a homeless person, which is probably what they saw. Anyone who knows me knows I'm pretty skeptical about stories like this. I always have been. Which kind of made me even more wanting to come out here and check out the area. What we're going to do today is, well, number one, I reached out to Rob Phillips on Facebook to ask him where the exact location was, because there's two locations that could, they're basically two cliffs along Watauga River. There's this, which is the recreational area. If they mention on the show about this, that it's a popular recreational area, which is what this is, not so popular. Maybe it was back in '97, but it is a recreational area. The only other cliff is B Cliffs, which is further up, closer to Elizabethton, but that one there's no trails. So they were obviously walking on a trail in a recreational area, which points to this one. So I'm gonna walk the whole trail. According to all trails, this part is easy to follow. Then it runs out. As you get to the river, it sort of runs out. And then you have to find your way. It's a little harder trekking. I'm gonna do the whole thing. I don't care what it takes. I wanna see the whole area. I gotta tell you, it is thick in here. It's got the feel. It does have a weird feel to it. There are stories in this, a lot of legends in this area. People have told stories, but I think it's mostly areas like this that are, I don't know, they seem creepy because they're darker, closed in, kind of scraggly trees like this. Especially close to a populated area, or close to populated areas, you get a lot of stories, a lot of weird stories. But this just looks kind of a little bit swampy. I've been in places like this, and mostly what I'd expect to see here would be deer. But I'm gonna keep following this trail. We'll get down to the river and then keep going and see if we see any sign of anything weird or hear anything. I'll make sure to capture it on video if I do. This is kind of interesting. It's like a old abandoned, nope, this is not abandoned. There's a house right there. There's a house right there. I see an American flag up on the front, so I suspect someone actually lives there. Again, whatever they saw, there are a lot of different theories. I mean, you got poachers out here, I'm sure, especially people who are living poorly. They go out at night, especially at night, and they'll go hunting at night. More likely they'll actually be able to get a deer or other animals, so that would make sense why they would have seen potentially a poacher at night. It was dark, it was rainy, so easily mistaken. Someone with a beard, pretty hairy, with a huge beard, which a lot of folks around here have, easily mistaken for some kind of creature, especially these guys who had been drinking and were in a panic and pretty much freaking out. That's one possibility. The other possibility is a wild animal. Honestly, it could have been a bear. And the fact that one of them said that it went up a tree and started kind of growling at them. Bears do that all the time. When they're playing around, if you watch videos of bears kind of going after people in a playful way, they'll run after them, bluff charge, and then they'll go kind of up a tree a little bit, and then they'll go again. There's very strong possibility they saw a bear that night that was stalking them back or messing with them, bluff charging them, scaring the crap out of a couple of drunk guys. It's an old trail. It's not a super maintained trail or very often traveled. But it's not bad. I mean, it's a kind of a nice trail, not far from either of the towns. It's a possibility. I mean, this is midweek, so that could be another reason there's nobody here. If it is hardly ever traveled, it could also be because of all the crazy stories people tell. And it looks beautiful to me. I'm not gonna lie, I always, just in case, bring protection with me. So I've got my horn, my bear spray, and my 9mm. Which I take everywhere. So, but if I do see something aggressive, I'm prepared. I don't expect to. If I do see anything aggressive, it'll more likely be a bear. But I don't know, I'm enjoying this trail. I'm looking forward to seeing the water, actually. So one thing I do want to do, if there are any creatures around here, number one, there's cliffs up here. I don't see any caves or anything, at least in this area, but this is interesting. Rock formations with a possibility at some point there could be caves. What I wanted to do is go down to the water where there's this mud flat, because wherever there's animals, they'll go down to the water and they'll walk through these mud flats. So we're gonna look for any prints. And what I'm seeing here, ooh, that's really good mud too. I mean, it's like quicksand practically. Holy cow. Oh man, that's soft. I'm seeing deer tracks. Deer tracks. I don't see anything strange. I definitely see some deer tracks in there. More deer tracks. See, that's deer right there. That's deer. Little deer. I think there's a lot of deer here actually. It's very beautiful. You can see houses in the distance. It's not isolated by any stretch of the imagination. Man, the trail obviously isn't that well used at all, which is unfortunate because it's really pretty here. Supposedly the trail kind of dead ends, sort of, at some point where the bluffs start. So we're gonna have to do some scrambling probably around the rocks. The rock formation over there goes pretty high. Right up there. Goes all along here. I always love areas that have rock formations along a river like that. Just feels, number one, you're, well, semi more protected on one side from any surprise from any animals, but I don't know, there's something about it. This is a nice spot. It is dark here, like it's only 2 in the afternoon. When you have cliffs like this on one side, or bluffs like this on one side, it blocks the sun. It does make this side darker. I can understand why some people might feel a little bit creeped out, you know, especially when the trail is very little traveled, it's grown in. Gives it a kind of a creepy feel to it. Keep going. I really want to cover this whole trail. That's one way to troll. Let the current do all the work. It's got to be a fun river to fish. Well, no signs of a Watauga Wildman yet, but there's plenty of signs of humans. We got an old mattress stuck in the trees over there. I assume came down river from somewhere, got caught in those trees. We've got human garbage all down through here. Shoes, styrofoam, food stuff. Shoes, I see an old fishing rubber boot. There's some styrofoam stuff. Lots of garbage. No Tennessee Wildman. All right, so I see an overhang where if I was something living down in this area and I wanted a place to stay to be protected from the river, that overhang is where I would go. So I'm gonna go up in there, see if I see any sign of anyone or anything having lived there, fire, remnants of food like bones or anything like that. So it's not that far, it's just right up here. So I'm just gonna go up in here and take a look around. Watching for snakes. So yeah, I got, other than the sign of rock slides, which That actually makes me a little nervous up there, but not even so much as a footprint of any kind up there. Just a lot of broken rocks. No sign of anything living up here. Get back down to the trail. This is a landslide area here. Gotta be careful. I hate areas like this because honestly, you don't know what's underneath. You don't know what's underneath things. This is the home of snakes, no doubt, underneath rocks like this. All right, continuing on. Okay, so this is a little interesting. There's a, after you climb over that last rock, there is a, what looks like a game trail. It goes up over there, which tells me if there's anything living in caves up there, there could be a cave up there. That is a hell of a climb though. I really want to see what's up there, so I might put the camera down a little bit to see if that, I see kind of an opening up there. I just want to see how far in it goes. See if there's any sign of anything. I'm gonna do a little climbing here, so I'm gonna put my camera away. Nope, if there were anything in this area, this would have been the best possibility. I actually think this is combination deer trail and an old creek bed that is dried up right now. This is what I thought might have been a cliff up here. It's just a slight overhang, rock overhang. And the creek bed goes up there where there's really no sign of anything interesting. Some big boulders, but nothing, no big rock formation like this. It was cool though. I wish all dry creek beds were that easy to climb up. I'm gonna head back down to the trail and continue on. Again, no footprints, no sign of any kind of human type life living in this area, or ape type life. No signs of anything except wildlife like deer. I don't even see bear tracks here actually, or any sign of bear. It looks like deer territory to me. All right, this is where the trail gets interesting. You will come to a huge boulder like this, and I think this is a spot where most people give up. It looks like two ways around it. There's the riverside, which you have to kind of crawl around. And if the water's high, I could see why people would be nervous about doing that. Or it looks like some people might have tried to climb up and around in that thicket. That would be really crappy to do, to be honest. I'm gonna take the riverside, try to get around this boulder. I have a feeling the trail does continue. It's probably not as well packed down because people stop here, people give up. So I'm doing the rest of this trail today. If anything is more likely to be around this area hiding from people, it would be on the other side of this, since this is a nice boundary stopping most people from continuing. So let's continue. Spider webs. Oh man. Yep. No one comes here. Maybe fishermen. Oh come on, trail's not bad. Look, once you get around the rock, it keeps going, but there are cobwebs everywhere. So I'm actually gonna use my selfie stick as a cobweb cleaner as I go through here. All right, I am on the other side, and I gotta be honest, it's no easier than walking the creek bed that I did at Laurel Run not long ago. Hey, look, a Frisbee. If I wanted a free Frisbee, I would take it. Don't know how it ended up here, unless somebody threw a Frisbee from across the river. All right, there's like boulders, there's logs falling, nobody comes up here. So I'm going over rocks, over fallen trees, through cobwebs. Probably all for nothing too. But I came here to prove something. I'm gonna prove it. There's a lot of leftover
There's like old sheet metal everywhere. You can see some people, I mean, there's still faint sign of a trail. All you do is follow the river, you can't get lost. It's, wow, it's 2:30 already. I think I started around, I don't know, 1:30. I've been at this for an hour, which is surprising. It's such a short trail. It's just a lot of slow going. And I see no sign of, there's no footprints, there's no scat, there's nothing up in here. Other than I see deer tracks everywhere and signs of fishermen from the past. I think this is a popular fishing spot. I have a feeling people come along this riverbed here to go fishing. I don't see any place anything human-like would live. Where are you, Tennessee Wildman? I'm running out of trail. Oh, this is cool. Walk onto the rocks. Okay, now this is cool. If I was fishing, I would absolutely walk to this point of the trail, and you can essentially walk on the rocks to almost the middle of the river. I mean, how cool is that? The water is crystal clear. I can see why people like fishing it, honestly. Oh, it's beautiful out here. It's too bad that trail is so overgrown. This is the type of place, I mean, families would just hang out in the summertime if it was easy enough to get to. Unfortunately, you've got the stories that scare people away. That happens a lot of times. Stupid stories. Or maybe it's, you know, people make up stories because they want the place to themselves. You know, they don't want a bunch of tourists and families coming over here and enjoying it. They want to keep it to themselves for fishing. So, you know, you make up enough stories, scare enough people, people stop coming. It looks like that's what happened to this place. But for all of you, I am going to keep going to the very end of this trail. I'm gonna prove there's nothing here. And if you want to come here and enjoy this beauty, you should. I'm doing this for all of you. Please share this video. Please subscribe. I hate doing this for nothing. Let's go. All right, found my first droppings. Definitely not human. Not human, not bear, and not wild man. Small animal. Those are tiny droppings, very fresh actually. Nothing humanoid pooped there. Really big rocks here, up ahead. I mean, exploring the bluffs is really fun, especially along a river like this. You got views on the left of these beautiful, beautiful rapids, rocks you can walk on, really amazing, amazing cliffs that go way up there. Check this out. They start down here, they go way up there, way up there. Honestly, this would be well maintained. This would be such a beautiful park. It's like many I've been on before, but it's just not maintained. This trail is covered with leaves. Fallen branches aren't cleared. It's so sad to see a beautiful natural area like this just not easily accessible to families and other people who want to just, you know, have a beautiful view like this. I might get poison ivy, who knows? I honestly have walked through worse. Oh wow, oh my gosh. These cliffs up here, if there was a cave in this area, this would be it. Oh, it's so cool. Wow, look at that. Unfortunately not a cave, but a really cool overhang. Another overhang. See right in there and up in there. I'm sorry if it looks like a cave on camera. I can tell, I can see more of the sun and the shadows than the camera. I know it shows up on the camera like it's dark in there, but I can see the back of it and it doesn't go any further. But that whole rock formation that goes way up there is just this really high cliff, and it kind of is like a U shape. It's so cool. So filled in. I think I might be reaching the end of the trail, to be honest. Tiny bit left I still gotta go to. There's some rocks there, and if I could see the other side of this rock formation that juts out here, the other side looks like it goes in again, so it would be cool to see it. But this is so, look at this, how filled in this is, this trail. You can either go this way or you can go that way. Neither way is a great option. It's just branches and leaves everywhere. I think this is the right route. Just gotta be careful again. My biggest concern in areas like this, honestly, is just snakes. Not a wild man. Because you just never know what is hiding underneath the leaves. I wouldn't come here any later in the fall, like I said. Thorns here. Try not to get scratched up too much. Ow, that actually hurt. I want to make it around this bend. I'm gonna climb up there and go around the base, get to the end of this trail if I can. I think I have to come up here. So I'm just gonna make my way, and we'll hopefully see the other side of this cliff here. So I made it through. It's yet another dry creek bed. Well, creek bed, it's more like you can see the water comes down off the rocks and then down here to this little area, but it's just again, rock bluff face. Very beautiful. Just a bitch to hike, honestly. It's not fun having to crawl up and over things. Trail sometimes, I'm surprised that a trail even exists anymore, but you can see it kind of does. Just a little bit. It's getting already almost 3. Might take less time to get out because I'm not filming and everything, but I'm assuming I'm hitting the end of this. Isn't that cool? That big rock face over there? But I'm assuming I'm hitting the end of this trail pretty soon here. If it's any more major climbing over things, I'm just gonna call it quits, because right at the end, pretty much at the end of the trail anyway, according to all trails. I think there is a trail left, like I said, because fishermen come out here to go fishing. I could see signs of that everywhere. That's the only human signs or any humanoid signs that I see. Actually, surprisingly, the trail gets a little nicer on this part. Holy. The rock faces are just way in there. The cliffs here are beautiful. I have to say that. I would love to go to any park, you know, park trails that have these beautiful bluffs. Park trails that have these beautiful bluffs. I mean, that's what you go for. That's what you want to see. Those are the types of views that people will pay money for admission to go see, you know? They're so high up there. It's so beautiful here. And it's just so sad that this trail is crap. Not maintained. Whoever maintains this trail, whoever's responsible for it, should be ashamed of themselves, honestly. I'm pretty much at the end. I can't go any further. The trail is blocked. You can see over here, there's this big tree here. All trails are saying I'm at the end. Ow, thorns. All trail is saying I'm at the end. I can see there's no more. It's all brush in there now. So this is the official end of the trail, but I've gone as far as I can in here. And other than beautiful cliffs and amazing river views, there's nothing scary out here. There's nothing making noises. There's nothing screaming. There's no scary Bigfoot type wild man living out here trying to scare people or chase people. Unless you're drunk, maybe. Or if you want to make up stories so that people don't come out here anymore and the trail gets destroyed. That makes me mad. It just makes me really mad to see a place like this go to waste. Such a beautiful natural preserve go to waste. I highly recommend checking this place out, at least going as far as the rock, that first rock that is difficult to get past. walk along the river just a little further. If you can get past that rock just a little further, you'll get to the river rock formations where you can walk right out onto the river. Where are you, Tennessee Wildman? Let's have a chat. Come on, buddy. Nothing out here. Nothing out here, guys. I'm gonna head back now. If I see anything on the way back, I will turn on my camera. All right, so I'm gonna pose a challenge to anyone out there who believes a particular place in the wilderness is truly haunted, or there's a Bigfoot or any other cryptid creature stalking the area. Please let me know. Leave a comment on this video, message me on Facebook, wherever you want to, let me know. I will accept the challenge to go any place in Tennessee, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, or even surrounding areas to check it out. Convince a skeptic and you'll convince everyone. I think we've solved the mystery of the Watauga Wildman. There is no Watauga Wildman living out here. There's deer, small animals, and unfortunately an overgrown trail that was not maintained. And it's really unfortunate because if it was, this would be a beautiful place to explore for everyone. So anyway, I'm gonna head back. Hope you enjoyed this little adventure, and I will see you next time.